In 1.5 years, I went from being fat to attaining the aesthetic body, and in this video, I wanna go over my training approach. Before everything else, why should you listen to me? First, I've made a transformation. Second, I've educated myself throughout this transformation about training, the practical side of things, and realized how to get in shape. And more importantly, I've read a lot of the literature and I know a bit about fitness. And my results are proof to that. The first and most important aspect of my approach is very similar to Mike Mentzer's approach, but it's not the same, because the very fundamental principle my approach is built on is kinda different. Mike Mentzer basically says, the harder you work and the more you rest, the better. He basically says you should go push yourself to your limits in a few sets and then recover for a very long period of time. Heavy duty training. My approach is kinda similar. I would go as far as saying you should train very hard most of the time. But I would also add another point. You should train with as much volume as you can endure while you recover between each and every workout. Basically, Mike Mentzer would say, train to failure and then recover for a long time using 3 to 4 sets per workout. Maybe a little bit less or more, depends on the person. I would say on the other side, you can go as far as doing 10, 12, 13 sets per muscle per workout, which are hard, close to failure or to failure. Just make sure you recover between each workout. This way you will maximize hypertrophy, because even though there is a curve of diminishing results, it's kinda small, and the higher you go in sets, as long as you recover, the more muscle you will build, for sure. And then there is a second principle, and it is diet. Diet determines a lot. It determines your body composition. It determines whether you will lose or gain weight and muscle by extension. You should be on a surplus if you wanna gain more muscle mass. But this surplus should not be very high. A lot of people get things wrong. They look at massive bodybuilders who take steroids and take an example from them. And that's a mistake, because they are on steroids. Their body is a way more of an hypertrophic environment for muscle growth. When you're not on steroids, you should eat less calories, and the same token goes for cutting. If you are not on steroids, you will not be able to maintain as much muscle. If you will lose a lot of weight very fast, you should be on a small deficit. And then there is the third thing, and it is recovery. We go to the gym, we build muscle, we induce as much volume as we can. The more we sleep, the more volume we can induce on the muscle, and by extension, the more growth we can cause. So recovery is extremely important. It boils down to simply sleep as much as you can, as long as you're tired. And then there is the fourth and last thing, and it is consistency. All of these things are irrelevant if you don't do them. As long as you're consistent, you're golden, because consistency is key. If you want to get in shape, you should be consistent, and that's a non-negotiable. And the mindset for that is to take things step by step. Go today. Do what you need to do. Eat that meal, and then tomorrow, when tomorrow becomes today, do it. And then the next week, and the next day, and then the next day, and the next week, and the next month. And as time will go on, you will see the results. Just trust the process, take it day by day, and you will achieve amazing results. And that's basically it. Bye.